Hello Virgo, and welcome to your Is Your Ex Coming Back series. Guys, this is only for the people who still have that pull, or they feel that the other party has a pull and want to find more information. This is not for people who don't want their ex back. It is just amazing each and every time I say this, and people just hear what they want to hear. This is also sometimes not possible for me to say yes or no, but I do tell you through which hoops you need to kind of like jump through in order to make certain things happen, because after all, there are thousands of people listening to this. These cards here are significators, and they are exactly the same in every reading. And if you want to know detailed meanings, how I came up to this spread, it took me about 2 years. And 2 years, things missing and falling off the cliff and not knowing how to predict, well, thinking I'm knowing until I finally can say it, can do it. Your individual forecast can be different, and if you want it, please check it on my website, cattarot.ca. This is still on a special for $50. I'm going to give you here an only very short explanation of what these guys mean. In this category, we are going to look basically if this relationship was ever a starter. Then in Temperance, reversed is here to tell me what basically needs to be glued in order for things to even move forward. These would be significators, either or is you. You will know it better, and the energy and possibly communication in between. What is karma deciding about this at this time, and the next steps. So let's start, Virgo. Let's start. Oh my goodness. Virgo, so this is for October and November. That's you coming out. Queen of Pentacles technically represents Capricorn, so it could be that you're dealing with Capricorn, but I'm strongly feeling that could be you. It could have been an issue with your partner that you had where you kind of like didn't have the same vision of what life has to become. So now this is very interesting because I didn't even cut the cards. I didn't really even shuffle them properly, if you wish, and you already kind of like have some results. And this is beauty of tarot. It always comes to you even when you really don't want to hear certain things. So let's give it a shot what we got here. So you have Queen of Pentacles, you have 5 of Pentacles reversed, you have 10 of Swords reversed, you have the High Priestess reversed, you have King of Wands reversed, Knight of Cups reversed, and then you have 6 of Swords. You are Earth sign, so these 2 cards are representing you, right? And I really think this is really important to kind of like put in consideration, because one, you want to move forward, you want to build home, you want to build house, you want to kind of like play family, but 2, you're really afraid and you really don't know how to go about it. Did you ever try to drive putting a gas pedal to the floor and also brake pedal to the floor? That's kind of like how it sounds to me. So that tells me that you have a certain level of reservation yourself, reservation toward how things should really work here. You want certain things to happen, that's clear, but you know, you're such a rational sign. Like, you're like showing up here as Queen of Pentacles. You're saying, I really want it, but I want it like this way. So in their head, they're seeing that, oh, you want it on your terms. Well, sometimes that's the case, but what are your terms? Your terms are, they shall come home every day, they shall text when to tell me where you are, and sort of like that normal stuff that really shouldn't be a huge surprise to really anybody, right? This card here, to me, it can sometimes tell me that basically has been a dealing that was out of wedlock, or that has been a third party that has been influencing this relationship, and that's kind of like really strongly coming to me over here. Maybe there is need for better balance, let's say, in the situation. What do I mean by that? Like, you know what you want, but you have a partner that I guess doesn't want that, or is wired differently. And sometimes you have a lone wolf, and sometimes you have them kind of like working in packs. So you really have to figure out, if you are trying to fundamentally change someone, and that can be an issue. So be very careful about that. I can see that here as well. When the High Priestess reverses, it's sort of like too much kind of like focuses on a process and how things should work out, instead of like being intuitive. Relationships are intuitive. This is a relationship reading, and ultimately people make their choices. We have been really kind of like enchanted with trying to make things that kind of like, my heart wants it, but some people have been wired to think what is the best for me, even if this is against their feelings. So you need to take this in account, and I really think this is really hurting you. It has been a situation where you felt maybe the commitment was offered, maybe you felt somebody is going to go through with you, but it really didn't work this way. It didn't work this way out. And I really think you're kind of like now realizing that you need to focus and you need to work on those issues yourself, right? Maybe there is like sort of like a standstill, and that doesn't surprise me. We are just entering this Mercury shadow, and 31st we are officially entering Mercury retrograde. High Priestess, when she reverses this way, just tells me that you are absolutely not able to figure them out. You think you can, but you can't. And it's going to be lots of misperceptions. So you need to, but this also means consult your tarot reader, consult person you really need to deal with, right? That's the basically card that talks about us, that one and the moon, right? It is that subconscious that maybe some people are trained into, and some people maybe have a better communication in that way. Now they're showing up as King of Wands, so I think this is what is confusing you. Maybe the communication is there, and they are clearly representing themselves. For some reason I feel they're stringing you along. I feel they're making you promises, and this is what's going to happen. They show up and you have a fabulous date, and I would add sex, because these two guys are really known for it when they are reversed, and then they vanish. All of these promises just goes away, and you feel bitter, you feel maybe cheated about it, and that's why this is falling back to this needs to be looked into. That this we need to kind of like figure out, why are these two people kind of like segregated. Maybe you're dealing with someone who is telling you, oh, the world is against me, or oh, I have such a sad marriage, and she doesn't listen to me, or he's beating me, and you want to really protect them, you want to help them, but soon you're realizing they are not really helping themselves. They are really not doing anything. So you're kind of like wondering, okay, I really want to kind of extend myself to you, but you need to do some homework. This is kind of the ultimate, as I was saying, balance, or that patience is really needed for that, because I see a process over here. And process is, unfortunately, in your case, going a little bit backward, because you have already delegated somebody as the important on the pedestal, and they don't deserve to be there. Let me put it that way. You know what I mean, right? And then Knight of Cups is like somebody who is willing to woo you and even say anything. So you need to really understand if you're dealing with a, what do you say, player. If so, maybe it is time to venture out, to look at this. Look at the water. It is like freaking all up and down. And look at here. It's all nice and clean. Bridge over troubled waters. Now, another thing. The swords are things that are burdening us. It is like really realization that is damaging you, who you are. Do you think this is the best way to go on a boat with swords like this in? Is this kind of like securing your survival? This is how difficult certain things can get. This is how we deal with issues. This can literally mean trouble. Mercury retrograde trouble, not a best combination, but hey, let's be it, right? All of this boils down to how serious somebody is, and you're dealing with somebody who time after time after time made lots of promises and they didn't carry them out. So you really need to ask yourself, what is it in you that you keep going through with that? Did they train you? Because people who do that, especially those who just step out of a relationship and step out of the wedlock, they have their spiel, that they know what they're doing, and they're going to give you puppy eyes, they're going to give you all kind of stories. So you need to kind of like turn the finger back at you and scratch your head with that finger to start with, and just, I mean, I'm talking to you, Virgo, because you're very pragmatic, and this is really showing over here. What is really going for you is that. What is really going for you is that you are able to make these connections. You are actually already thinking along this path. You're already thinking, what did that person created for me? Other than mess. And maybe to some extent you were not able to see that mess. You were not maybe willing to see this mess. So let's see what else we can see over here. We have Judgment. Haha, that's a karma card. Mind you, this is from a different deck. So, ooh, there are two karma cards coming together, and one is it like in a plus category, one is in a minus. But we'll get to that. And then it's another 10. Look at it. 10, 10, 10, 10. That's how I count to Tiger. 20 is 10, 10. Trying to teach him algebra at a stage. Then we have like 3 of Cups. You have 2 10s, by the way, and you're surrounded with 10, which is really telling me that you are almost like a boiling pot. You just had enough. You are done, and you are already having some new plans to move forward. Look at that. They're also coming up with 10. There'll be lots of promises. Look at that, the moon. You can figure out quite a bit about this person, especially if this is a man, especially if they're fire and water sign, through contacting me to do a reading. This is like showing up really, really clearly over here. And the Magician is showing up reversed. Did I not tell you? I just told you. They have their spiel. They have this modus operandi. They have it. Oh, you know, she's going to get really pissed off, and then I'm going to tell her she's beautiful. I'm going to tell her I'm leaving my girlfriend or something, or that I lost my job. Like, they have like layers of stories to go through the moment, to go through the night. And then tomorrow is another day, Scarlet, and tomorrow doesn't matter because they don't have ideas for the long term. They only want short term. So you need to ask yourself if you want short term, because I don't think you do over here. And look at this, how the lighting changed over here. I'm surprised that we still didn't get the sun. I mean, the sun is here, but sort of like the rainbows, which kind of like I get over here. So now, important things are this: 10, 10, 10, 10, and even this one, because this is a 9. 9 is also, ta-da! It's kind of like finale. And then this is opening to 1, and 1 should be a shift, but it is reverse. And this is showing the con man. This to me is like a rock star who basically is freaking unattractive. He's even mediocre musician, but if he puts a paint on his face, and if he puts chain on him, has this like weird smelly boots, there'll be women who will just go for it no matter what he is, because they will maybe think that one day there is a fame. And that kind of like mentality is really shown over here, where this person can create so much. And I really think that maybe that's why you have these 2 cards. You see, this one is good when it's upright, this one is good when it's reversed. And this is telling me that this person is pulling wool over your eyes, and they are able to do that by promises of a happy home, by promises of a really, really cheery life together. And you are very well aware of some kind of secrets, and because you are aware, because you are pragmatic, because you are rational, this kind of like turn around, and this is like a good card, but it's falling in this category, so it might as well be reversed. This is really talking about, and you see these fixed signs here, and I don't know if you're dealing with Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, but can you see that they're all holding a book? All of them need to learn something. So what did you miss? Which part you didn't learn? You keep sitting on this wheel. The wheel of karma is always a wheel. You can be either up or down. It is very difficult to get off this wheel if you're repeating certain things like this. And that's why you have the Judgment. It's asking you to release it. Asking you to release someone because of your karma. This is a really good card, and that's why it is one of them that I chose over here. It is considered my karma card, just like this one, right? And this is the main karma card. It is like when this is it. It's the line in sand. It's done. It's over. What's done, it's done. Let's see what you did in your test. Did you pass? Did you fail? And you cannot bribe. You cannot talk your way in it. This is the way it is. And this is really showing up over here. And maybe, I mean, this is asking of you with all of these heavy-duty artillery that I see over here to change your perspective, to change how you look at things. Or this can also mean that they are happily married, and maybe that's what you're saying. I'm carrying these burdens, and you are telling me these la stories, but hey, you go home to your husband, to your wife, and like what? Like, I mean, how much longer are we going to dance this game? And we have here strength, and I don't know if you can see it, strength. Ace of Wands reversed. Knight of Swords. There is like Two of Cups reversed. There is a Five of Cups. There's a Page of Cups reversed. And there is like the Eight of Cups reversed. You know how I said that I really cannot tell if somebody's coming back? Not always, not that you have to go through all these hoops. Well, after all of the stuff that I've told you, if you still want this person, and this person is a baby, you're dealing with a baby. You're dealing with a mature, self-absorbed person over here who very much can be very, very sexy. I can see that as well. I'll give you that. But maybe what you're considering love is not love at all. You're having like the soulmate card reversed over here. You're having a commitment reversed over here, right? This is the card of kind of like restarting certain things. So this is saying, this is falling in the category of what needs to be fixed. I'm wondering how many times, and look at this is 1, this is 10 of Wands. How many times did you go through the same process? Well, you know, let's be together, no let's not. Let's be together, let's not. Like, this is basically the story that I was asking you to take in consideration. You need to speak your truth. Some of you might speak your truth and cut the contract. The contract's over. You are no longer, you know, karmically connected. You really need to push it forward. They will be very, very sad, because this is interesting card. It is really like right next to this one. Look at this. He's looking in things that he or she has lost, and really, really mourn that. Behind there are 2 cups and things that could have cherished, and this is the 2 cups, the soulmate card. This is the soulmate situation. Look at this, from 3 to 2. It almost looks like it's deteriorating, it's dialing down. The more confident you are becoming into who you are and what you want to do, the more you're exposing them. They might actually come back begging. And so this is where it is to be continued, because as I said, if you really want this person, they will come back begging. But what worries me is that you actually even want to go there, because I'm hoping that this is basically your new attitude. You're saying, okay, great, so let's say he or she comes back, and where do we go from here? What did they accomplish? How did they accomplish? And I really think that some of you are going to really think in that direction, and that's why you have this like major tense that are telling you, well, you really need to go in a new direction. You really need to differentiate kind of like foggy thinking from clarity. You need to differentiate, "Oh, I really want to have sex, I need this person to touch me," from what love is. And love is respect. And if respect is not big in that category, and respect is shown on small things and on big things, such as I'll call you when I say I'll call you, I'll do what I say I do, or not, when it becomes disrespect. It could be on such small things which most people overlook, and then the big things happen, and the bigger, because this person is becoming more and more bold. So if you're playing child psychology with this person, they're coming back. Are you the winner? No. You really need to ask about that yourself. So guys, karma is stepping in. You're having like 2 karma cards over here showing up, which really tells me there is like possibly a karmic soulmate. You really need to deal with this person. Now, what is really important here to understand is that I also have karma readings, and yeah, some of you come to me to get this reading and just see what's happening with this person in your life, but then you realize this is a much bigger story over here, as I see it over here, that many of you, especially this is falling in these 2 categories. This could be a story of your life. Is there something that you keep doing like this and keep wondering, like, what am I doing wrong? Maybe nothing that you're doing wrong. Maybe you're simply giving people too much chance, too much rope. So maybe you just need to stop doing that, because this is important for me, that you'll be speaking your truth. So my dear Virgo, this was supposed to be 10 minutes, but I just couldn't stop it. As I said, this is a good time to get your own Is Your Ex Coming Back reading for yourself. Check me on cattarot.ca, as you can see it on the screen. And looking forward, guys, for your comments. You know that I love you, and I wish you all the best.